Hello and good evening. My name is John, and I'm joined by
MPG.
And we're here playing Tyranny. Tyranny? How do you say
Tyranny.
this? How's the Y
All
pronounced?
I know is that once in a while, like I will, if I glanced at that title, I would have a major double take of what? Oh, tyranny.
Tyranny.
Tyranny. Not a slur. Just,
yes. Tyranny. Big head modes?
Yes,
Thanks,
big heads.
Josh. Okay.
We have to have big heads.
Oh, Gibbs on. Okay. I'm gonna drop the music just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes. This is Tyranny, released in November of 2016 by Obsidian Entertainment and Paradox Interactive. This is a video game. Let's hit new game.
Yeah.
Okay. Story mode, normal, hard.
I mean, story mode, right?
Path of the Damned. Expert mode, helper features. No. And only ones. I don't think it matters. Oh, New Game Plus is interesting. Normal.
Okay.
So I was always confused because I saw this as their key art. And I'm like, what does this game look like? And I look at it again, I'm like, oh, this doesn't look like...
It looks like
I was
a Black
so
Isle
sold
game.
on the key art and some of the cinematic art, and then I saw the game, I'm like, oh, I wanted the other version, but that's just me being...
Yeah.
400 years.
Here comes our 1,000-year history.
I love lore.
I know. Look at this lore biscuit they're handing you.
I'm just nibble away at this lore biscuit.
Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel.
Yes.
To the Overlord's will.
Oh,
Now
they didn't know the fake word.
Has come to our
I would never make a character in a game that ends with the last name with an S, right? That'd be terrible, because then all your apostrophes have to be double-checked every single time you're using it. Who would make a character that name ends with an S?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would just be rookie mistake.
Yep.
The voices of Nerat, spy master and Archon of secrets.
I like this art more than I like the game art, actually.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Chorus grows stronger as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die.
Cake or death?
Grave and ash.
Cake or death? Cake? The cake is poisoned. You are now dead.
General question. MPG, question for you, if you don't mind. Am I supposed to remember any of this lore?
If we were actually playing this, yes.
Well, we are playing it, but like,
no,
am I supposed to remember stuff in general when it comes to games?
All right.
Is this like a mood setting? Like when Star Wars starts, they give you that long scroll. It's just setting the mood, right?
No, well, all right. Like, I keep going back to in Origins, the opening cinematic.
So you have to say the full name. No one knows what Origins is. Assassin's Creed Origins?
Yes. Yes. No, Dragon Age Origins. I mean, like that cinematic. A lot of proper nouns, but I think that they still managed to tell it in a way that is
meaningful
and high.
Hello. Okay, they do have a little cell shady on this. Okay.
Yeah.
One of these days, I want the skin option to just be binary, on or off. I just love a game to be like.
Madison skin. Never seen a ghoul before.
Let's be the buff lady here. All right.
Yeah.
You're born.
I love how she's like. I love how she is the like heavy body type.
Well, but she looks shorter than the other one. Is that the same for? Oh yeah. Okay. He's stout.
Yeah.
Let's go with stout.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that's their like, oh my god, can you imagine being that
she
fat?
has no dumper. Look at that. Come on, lady.
Yeah.
Give her a little bit more back there.
She needs more junk in her trunk.
I know.
Like, what is she? She must work at a desk job.
Something.
I work at a desk job, and I don't have an ass. So.
Do we care about any of these things? I kind of like that hair. Very. Yeah. Very 60s, 70s spy era. Very.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
There we go.
She's got her curlers in. There we go.
Got it.
It's the spy from No One Lives Forever.
Let's rest.
Oh, we have some sick sleeve art.
Nice. Get some tribal tattoos. No tramp stamp though.
Well, we haven't gone through all of them.
All right.
That is just on your hands? Interesting. It's on your. Oh, I don't get tattoos, so like I don't get tattoos. You know. Oh, that's kind of nice, but could you imagine a tattoo on the inside of your knee? Ugh.
Yeah, that would hurt.
All right, we'll do a snake. We'll do just a black and red snake. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Any of these portraits you care about?
I like that one because it kind of looks like she's giving the finger.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right off the bat, I don't like character creators. I just don't. This is a better way where it's like, how did you join the army? What were you? Like that to me sounds more interesting than say pick a class. No, pick how you joined. What do these sound good to you? Hunter, pit fighter, lawbreaker. What?
Dipshit? Oh, diplomat. Oh, okay. Yeah, diplomat. That's gonna give us max persuasion.
Primary, you were trained in the following: sword. Okay, that's just weapon. Atrophy spells, unarmed attack. Oh, an unarmed diplomat sounds interesting.
I love the idea of a diplomat who just walks around slapping people. We're doing that.
Oh,
ooh.
Well, that changed a lot.
Yeah, that's what our diplomats look like. Okay.
Yes, I'm a diplomat that you cannot. Okay, we got to choose a bit. We have flurry of blows or palm strike.
Smoke bomb. Diplomat. Vanish.
All right, which one do you want? Fury of blows? It probably doesn't matter.
Fury of blows or palm strike. Palm strike sounds like it might be able to do a stun.
It does interrupt. Yeah. Okay.
If you can stun lock your enemy, you will always win.
Secondary. Okay. Secondary. We're doing double armor attacks. Yeah. We're doing double it.
Yeah. We just.
I don't mind those colors. That's pretty good. Do you want, or do we want to brighten it up a little?
No, I'm digging it.
A little better.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we also have banner. Oh, this is our banner back here.
All right. I like. Oh, I want the black power fist.
This one because it's palm strike.
Yeah, exactly.
What's our name?
Let's see.
That's a copyrighted name from
Fisto.
From He-Man. Oh, sorry. We're a lady. Fista.
Fista, exactly.
Okay, we have stats, primary, unarmed attacks. All
right, so we got 8 points available. I'm gonna say we definitely. Well,
let me just look here. All right, so we could go full combat monkey here.
But we're a diplomat. Shouldn't we have better wits and resolve?
Nothing here is talky.
What is the charisma one here? Is that wits?
No, there isn't. It's so this is.
Oh well, then let's go combat monkey then. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Oh, subterfuge is a skill. But that is sneaky. Okay.
Okay.
Well, do you? I don't know. Like, do you gain these from using them? Well, 50 is the max. All right, so we aren't going to do any of this. And then, dodge. Of course, we need.
Well, there are 2 ways that line goes up. One is through using. One is through leveling. Yeah. Right. If they don't go up at all, then this is a garbage game. So, because you need to have line go up.
Yeah. Okay. Dodge and unarmed combat. We are ready for this.
Yes.
What? Conquest. Oh.
Oh dear.
So that sets the stage. Okay, I'm interested. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last
it's
corner
one of those things where, like,
free of Kairos's reign.
I have no idea what this game is asking me to do. You called out very clearly which is our talkie skill, and there wasn't a talkie skill.
Yeah,
you know, like tyranny. Like, am I leading people? Do I need to lead, or do they not give me charisma because it doesn't matter? You're the tyrant. It doesn't matter if you're charismatic or not. You're the tyrant.
In the early days of 428.
Oh, 420, so close.
Yeah, I know. Could have been
a great year.
Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors.
until it's too late.
Dun dun dun.
Oh. During conquest, you'll decide your character's action under your invasion. Okay, this is just deciding, shaping the world. Each choice you make affects the characters, how major factions. Okay. Year 1 of Cards of the Conquest. 428 TR.
Whoop.
The Bastard City.
Yes.
Alright. Take the city, we send the message to the
Wonder what they got there. I don't know. Some bastards.
Oh, I do like the pop-up for the names. This helps me so much to have this. Like, every game really need to. And then right-click for more details if I really like... Would
you like to know more?
This is so good. You know, not just for me being a lazy person who doesn't pay attention to lore, but like, if this is a long game and you come back a week later, you might forget the history of the Bastard City or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we can do Gates of Judgment, infiltrate the tiers. Okay, so...
Infiltrate the tents?
In the first major engagement of the war, Kairos' army crossed the mountain and established a foothold and infiltrate the tiers. Both armies and forces... Okay, what are we going to do?
Well, we're a ninja, so we're going to infiltrate.
Oh, okay, so time is ticking there. Okay. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the conquest, but the real combat unfolded with advanced units, both armies preparing for the coming war. The Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, those are the two, the blue and the red.
Yeah.
Each had a plan to betray the capital. Which army did you join? Did we join the Dishonored or the Chorus?
Disfavored.
Oh, sorry, Disfavored or the Chorus?
Yeah, Disfavored.
You lent your skills to the Disfavored scout, capturing Graven Ash. Assistant early victory. And then the other one is you join them as they raided. So so this is us as a scout.
Yeah.
That fits better, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we're not going to be front line in it.
No. The Oathbound Scouts, even though we have nothing but combat stats. The Outbound Scouts identified a modest border defense and collaborated on an organized attack that would lead the enemy uncoordinated and cut them off from aid. You oversaw the preparation, offered your opinion on the strategy. When the clashing of the swords fell spears and followed by the cheering of the disfavored scouts, you were the least surprised. Oh, and those went away. Okay, so we get to pick and get to pick.
Okay. Got it.
Inside agent, that sounds like us, or containing the fire.
Okay. Inside agent, 100%.
With the border garrison captured by your disfavored allies. Oh, so these also reflect. So this is branching as we go. That's really good. You traveled ahead of Kairos' army to lurk in the shadow of Bastard City. You decided to convince one of the local Kairos side to bring the city to D's. After all, corruption starts from within. It is a well-informed guard captain or a fast-talking smuggler. You enlisted a bitter captain of the guard to sell military secrets, or you came to rage with a well-connected smuggler.
Smugglers. Okay.
Smugglers. After accepting his deserved payment, the smuggler uncovered a long-forgotten tunnel that intersected the sewer of the Bastard City. Armed with maps and subterranean layout, your squad or the Corps' allies fanned out up the various cities directed undercover. They spent the ensuing weeks murdering key officials, sabotaging defense where possible, weakening the Tier's capital under the very nose of its leader. Betrayal of the Bastard City. Your tactics administration placed you in the Bastard City ahead of the main armies. Your work softened the city defenses for the arrival of Kairos' force, but you wanted a decisive gesture to give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the Bastard City? Oh, we get an ability. Okay, you challenge commander, spreading the word, Searing Palm, support hidden army, or concealing shadows.
I like concealing shadows.
So this is I almost wish they didn't tell us the abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like this is a self-heal, very good.
Yeah.
This is another punch attack. We have 2 punch attacks already, so it's like, it's cool that it's fire, but... And this is... I go invulnerable. For a short turn, enemies that use physical attacks against you have significantly... I can't hit, but they can hit.
Oh.
So once per encounter, and I have 12 seconds of basically immunity. Well, let's talk but that's why I don't want the powers to be shown. I want to just pick one based on story.
Yeah.
Convert poor and suspected into a hidden army, keeping the shadows a limited leader by myself, or we challenge. We don't sound like a person who would challenge.
No.
Okay, so we either raised an army as a diplomat, or we were an assassin.
Oh, we were absolutely an
We
assassin.
were okay.
I mean, if we were a diplomat, then.
Some deaths were quiet and unnoticed, while others were gruesome beyond words. As a wave emerged, overlooked the city's elite. Your deeds swelled in infamy. Well before the armies arrived, no one in the Bastard City felt safe in their homes, much less behind their walls. By the time Kronos forces crossed the horizon, the city was fearful enough to throw open the gates and welcome new protectors. That's a great way of doing an intro. I like this.
Yeah.
Now, is that everything, or? Okay, so there's a little bit more in it. You say enormously, your name whispered. The army is divided two fronts. Either. Okay, so we may choose one of these locations. The crossing, or the apex.
Let's go crossing.
I mean, you could tell already that like this game is doing enough stuff. Like we don't know how big the diamonds are that they're opening with this, because like maybe this means a lot or means a little. But already you're like, well, what is the other? Like I kind of like so interested to know what the other choices are.
Mm-hmm.
Leith and the Bull found a small merchant town. So let's drew Carter's attention. Iron deposits. Northern Smith mages set a workshop upon the ore. The Archon of Secrets is a mental mercenary support. Okay, so that's just location. We have 3 more. All right, are we doing the Iron Must Flow or the Cult of Siren? Better armor's weapon or Archon Song Power ensnare the mind of a disfavored soldier?
I kind of want to do the Cult of Siren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we can look at them. So this is our
Yeah.
Mage Smiths, but let's do Cult of Siren.
Yeah.
Siren, the Arcana Song, used her arcane charm to lure the locals into joining Karth's army. As a patron of the sacred chorus, her efforts were critical to conscript the new recruits. When an enthralled, disfavored soldier joined her cult, the company feared that the Arcana was growing out of control and needed to be stopped. We demand her cease her practice, or in the tradition, you sent the latest batch of cultists frontline. Those who are welcome. So do we say that's how it's supposed to be? Do we destroy the cult, or do we send the cult to the Vanguard?
Send the cult to the Vanguard.
Okay.
That seems like it could be a really interesting little.
Yeah. The Scarlet Chorus agreed to transfer Siren's latest recruit to the front lines. Apex campaign, your resolve fit the traditional model of conscription, so they considered a fair alternative. Then we succumb, more of them return to active duty since Siren herself expected, likely owing to their obsessed devotion to Arcana. Okay. All right, next we have a red anvil, and we have ancient threats. Force-bound mage swore alliance to the Scarlet Chorus, and who protects the city from the attacks of the arcane predators?
Anvil.
One of Kars' Smith mages swore. I like the name Smith Mage. I think that's a good, alliance to the Scarlet Chorus. Jealousy hoarding the secret of iron forging. This favor demanded the Smith's immediate return. The Scarlet Chorus insisted they were within the rights. Take alliance from any source. Tempered flares from the city cooled. Okay, we can either enslave the renegade mage or erase his mind. Oh, geez. So he's not willing to go to work. We put him to work under chains, or dictate secret iron granted only to Smith mages. So okay, so this person doesn't want to work anymore. Do we force them, or do we say, sure, but you have to forget what you learned?
Gosh, let's force them to work.
This is so dark. I like that one, but they're not. Neither one's like chipper.
Yeah. All right, let's do that one then.
Okay. The Scarlet Chorus went to straw and Patrician Law with no memory of smelting and forging. The recruit would be Smith Mage more. You listed among practice to destroy the new colleague's mind. They assault the recruit with a combination of spells, typically reserved for torture and nocturious, stripping away the sense of self until nothing remained but an obedient servant ready to serve. Oh, okay. Well, that was a little worse than I thought it would be. Who controls the crossing? Tragedy struck when Mercy hired the voices of Nerat and fired a forge bond artisan, leaving unable to practice craft. Turan ordered the mercenaries to the city and hands of cars once more. Only a token garrison could be left behind, and both of them wanted it. So who gets to keep it? The disfavored or the Scarlet Chorus? We gain you granted control to disfavored. Which one?
I would say disfavored.
Okay.
Get to keep it, yeah.
Place the modest garrison settlement. Through the force of need to be to place small settlement. Related to the departure of Scarlet Chorus, Civilian 11 crowns got the least of 2 burgeon. You receive word from Griffin thanking you for your decision. Okay. This feels like one of those world building campaigns, like the Quiet Year or something, where before you play the game, you play a game to like set up the world a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, our next. I don't know how many we have. Our next chapter.
Yeah, I'm honestly like, how many more of these are like?
Well, again, like.
Yeah.
3 feels right. Rule of 3. If I have to do 3, 4, 5, I'm gonna be exhausted by the end.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, we could just rip through
again. You know, all right. If we were playing this game for realsies,
yeah,
this would be a really cool thing because the replayability of the game, I think, would be, you know, a lot higher.
Yeah.
In this, you know, but
this looked like Vineyard, so I wanted to go here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1, 2. We're on this one now, so maybe this is the end.
Yeah, maybe.
As your disfavored fertile plains. Okay. Destruction or stalked by shadows?
Stalked by shadows.
Beastman.
Aww.
So we could either sink.
I miss Thundercats.
Yeah. Or allow. Oh, do we let them conscribe? Capture or to kill the Beastmen? I think we should capture. I mean,
capture.
Of the 2?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just rip through these just to see what.
Yeah.
Taming of the Beast. Injured Scarlet Fury brought Tales of a Traitorous Archon. Let's do. Send the disfavored, send the Scarlet Card. Okay, wounded Scarlet Card soldier claimed their game was mauled by beastmen, low with Archon of Stone, but current could not be found. The Scarlet Card sought to capture the tribe, the disfavored, and send the count slant. Alright, we're gonna just keep capturing.
Yeah.
Utica Stone, send the disfavor, send the Scarlet Cove, or do it myself. Oh, do both armies, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm just ripping through these. Alright. Yeah, it's hard to do this when you like set this up and go like, are we? I don't know how many moves we're making, you know? Like there's a lot of things going on here.
Well, again, like, you know, this idea of like, okay, we're going to play this long enough that you can come to a decision, but at the same rate, we're also like, you know, we're 20 minutes in and we haven't started the game yet.
Well,
you know.
You're right, and I don't want to be dismissive when I say haven't started the game yet, because like that's a mini game, you know, it's a warm up, it's a amuse bouche.
Yeah, but like we don't have any idea of like kind of what this game really is because we're just making, you know, we're just pulling cards right now.
Yeah, this is a tarot reading at the start. And it's like,
this is the tarot reading at the start.
There's a lot of those things where you go like, well, if I had known better, like picking again, not having a social stat, let's say. You know, like I always struggle in those games. It's like, well, I have to put charisma up because I'm be talking all the time, and I don't want to sit here. Yeah, I can always save, reload, combat until I get magical dice. I can't do it in the conversations. You know,
right?
All right, they're chatting. The world's set up. There's a lot.
You are trapped.
I'm not opposed to this. Okay, we have to turn off big heads. I completely forgot we did this. Fatebinder Fist, I presume. We've been expecting you. Oh my god. What did we do? Our head is sticking.
It's so great.
Kronos Overload be praised. When I heard of the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on their side. This favored warrior claps her gauntlet, your breastplate, traditional salute. You have gained favor. I've done nothing yet. Okay.
Are we 7 years into betting?
Alright, we have some. Oh, okay, so the green ones, okay, I like that. The green one tells it, this is saying, this was a decision. This is because of one of your choices.
Yeah, okay.
The commander wouldn't say that with the green light cross would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine it knocks some sense of the voices of Nurat. She catches herself clearing her throat. I mean, meditate with the Archons, so we might agree on a plan to wipe out those oath breakers.
Okay.
Favor, gain major favor. Lore 20, require, why would you, oh right, there's a new game plus option, that's why.
Yeah.
On a personal note, it's good to see another Harbinger conquest decision. By Crown's will, most of our invasion forces still live, but scattered across the tiers. But I know Archons expect you to eliminate my thing. So okay, so glare silently. I'm in a hurry. I come bearing edict, or we can't do that.
I mean, we should glare silently because we are a diplomat, and so this is us, like, you know, doing a power move of.
I'm asking questions on my station. She bows. Forgiveness, please. Oh, you traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons want to hear from you. Did you hear that? More runners this third time this week. The Oathbreakers keeps messengers to the mountain together about the highlight, but they're a bit too late now. Come on, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Oh, why did we have big head mode on? Oh, get over there. Get over there. Combat, I'm not going to read that. Oh, we should use Palm Strike. Oh, jeez, it knocked him back.
Yes. Knock him on his ass.
Okay. It's taking a little while to get through the combat.
This is, you know, I understand real time with pause has its problems, but yeah, this like.
He's almost dead.
I mean, this is kind of a Black Isle. It's not. It's real time with pause. Yeah.
Talent points. We leveled up?
I love his big dead head.
Okay, so skills do get better from using them.
All right, good.
Oh, oh no, look out.
Will do. Take that. Will do.
How do I can't do that in combat. So my skills are going up because I'm using them. Yeah, I'm in combat. I don't think it.
I got it.
So
this is one of the situations where, like, can I just set this on auto, please?
Yeah, and that's like the whole, like, you know, story mode, whatever. This, you know, it takes a few seconds for each combat to process.
Yeah.
And especially at low levels when you don't have a lot of options.
1, 2, yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're just kind of sitting there watching pea shooters, you know.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot of fun. That's always the problem with, like, especially kind of real time with pause turn like RPG. Is how do you make it? Oh.
All right, so.
How do you make it interesting? You know, when there's just you're too low level. You have to have that.
Yeah.
Those levels to like grind for, so you can start doing really like cool shit. But until then, yeah, like, you know, slap 1, slap 2, are your options.
So I am getting experience with all my stuff. So.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of skill gain by usage because it implies too much. I'll just stand here and let you swing at me for a half hour and get my dodge maxed out, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we have Fista talents. We have. Okay, we need more levels. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. Okay. Party spells. What? Coursing. Okay. Let's get back to it.
I got it.
Are you okay? Your face looks a little weird. Oh, that's your shield? Oh, that's wounded. Go down. You're wounded. That's not trivial. This scratch, I've been twice the worth of double pains. Let me help. Okay. Well, I might as well loot the one mushroom the guy brought to combat. To my war mushroom.
Try and catch me, worm.
Reverse.
Meanwhile, like a
she has a name.
You know, a messenger is dispatched. Yeah. Sir, we couldn't hold the war mushroom. It's fallen into enemy hands.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so we got a party member now because she actually shows up here. Dodge plus 1.
Right.
We're learning how to dodge.
Hooray! If you can dodge a wrench.
Well, I mean, the ability to gain stats from doing is good because it is showing more gradual growth. That levels also sometimes feel clunky, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like in D&D, if you gain a level, like, you know, the first few levels come really fast, and after that, like, it takes a longer time. So like,
It takes a long time. Well, yeah, the idea is you want to get people's beak wet. You want to make
Yeah.
sure that they feel like, oh, all right, here we go, line go up. But like, you can't, you know, like you got to make them chase the dragon. Like it can't always be as easy as that
Yeah.
first time.
I'm
So-
jealous, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone. If you don't
There are more
recognize
important
me,
things than
probably because I'm
basic-
not covered in beastman blood.
Basic
You did
politeness,
me a
like
good turn back in Azure, and I never forget a friend.
I'm ready if you are.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
We want to. Oh, loyalty and fear. Let's do loyalty.
yeah.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before
Okay.
for the voices of Narat!
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we have burst inventory. I would I love games that like give you the what's the right way of saying, like equip best kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like is this an improvement or yeah.
So this seems better, right? A lot
Yeah.
more red. And does she have a weapon? Yes. Less DPS. And this seems better. Only burst equip that. Okay. And then I don't use weapons.
Yes.
Okay.
You are the master of the
You got it.
open palm strike.
Open palm strike. Oh, no, I want both of you. Oh, no. This is so silly. It's like Funko Pops are attacking.
I know.
Eyes forward, no looking back. And it's Falks. Stand aside, or your funeral will be on the other side of the bluff. Gain minor wrath. I applaud your bravery, but lay down your arms. There's no escape for Oathbreakers, no surrender. So what are we doing? We're gonna do minor wrath, or we're gonna?
I think gain minor wrath. Is it?
We'll
yeah.
start with bronze. Charge. Charge.
Kill them! Yay!
Oh, run down the Oathbreakers. Let none escape. And the red mob enforcement. This is mocking blaze. That seems like a person. Okay. Enchanter's magic. Hold your position, all of you. Keep the path. Do not engage them. We need to run.
Trouble is
Companions. Versus join your party versus capable warrior skill in both melee and ranged. Alright, so we definitely have a fight on a fight.
let them think
What did I
they
do?
can hit me.
There's already a lot going on.
Yes.
A lot of red.
Oh, hold on. Do you have a potion?
She has a mushroom.
Poison. What? Oh, that's. There we go. Hey, start keep casting. There you go. This is like, oh, it reminds me of the Mees from Meeverse.
Yeah.
Come quick, we have a situation on that cliffside. They have the commander. I'll come as soon as I'm done looting.
Yeah.
Whoa. Nothing?
Nothing to loot.
A bad Danny.
Yeah.
So far I think this is. I like that's a different take, but let me say this right. I hope it is less like this and more like a more global conquest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know like what the right balance is, but there are lots of games like this.
Yeah. That's just it, is that I'm not sure right now what is making this different from.
Yeah. Pelox Tyrol. Stole your weapons or we find out how long a man screams for hitting the ravine below. Skill him, worry not for me. Graven Ash will protect. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use your little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? What? This blade?
Hello.
With the jerk of the knife slice out clumps dressed out of here. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Oh my god. Okay. We have say something. Athletics check. Lower your weapon and charge forward. Wrest the knife from him. We have gain minor favor. Gain minor favor. Attack. Minor favor. Or minor favor. You heard him, draw someone to die. I mean, I always want to use the skill check.
Yeah, always use the skill check.
Yeah. You gain favor. You have gained favor. 57 athletics experience.
Nice.
That's right. Now the rest of you drop the weapons. With his attention on the warriors, you dash forward. He reaches with his dagger to slay Dryas, but your hand is already on his wrist. With the rest you twist you man. Okay, so we're just fast.
Yeah.
The saber warriors rush to either side of you. Tyrell brings his strange grasp for impaled in two swords and spears. Oh. Kairos be praised. The Earthbreaker fought with the rage of Khan himself. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today would be my last. On looks of it, guess they thought this. If they swarm in the past, they might be able to make one. One might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Handcuff part. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of it. So we can call them out and say, "Don't they teach you how to read?" Or we can read it ourselves. What do you want to say?
We can read it ourselves.
Written scritch. Route the armies. Recruitment material. Useless scrolling. Okay, recruitment material. Well, from the look of it, we kept them slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hope to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave the gate to the southeast, follow the trails for a few hours, you'll see the camps. Alright, so we got a little warm-up combat, a little immediate res. We got our first party member. I'm biased, but like I'm not feeling the hook yet.
No.
As in, like,
that's the thing about like you just gotta like you really have to remember that like the that you need something that is going to bring in the player quickly.
Yeah.
Of like you want to give them that like kind of first hit is free. You want to get them hooked on your story, and then allow them to be able to like, spool out the lore. Right now, I think that what they did with the like tarot reading at the beginning was kind of interesting because I think that was a low cost way of getting the player to feel like they have a say in what's happening. Mm-hmm. Even as you're just kind of dumping them into like, okay, this is an Obsidian, this is a Black Isle game. You're going to be, running around killing rats for a little while. Like, it always, I find like the first quarter of a Black Isle or Obsidian game, you're just sort of on the hook until you can find the part where you're like, oh, okay, yeah. Now I'm like really like, hooked into it. Now I actually give a crap about like what's going on in this world.
Yeah, like something has to happen to be like, this is interesting and unique. Yeah. And like I said, they are asking me, and I don't know this for sure, but let's pretend. Oh, she wants to talk to party conversation.
Oh, okay.
What do you need?
Care to duel?
Sure. Just walk up to random people.
We don't have
treated her hagsberry pie. I don't give the recipe to just anyone. Come to think of it, I still don't know what was in that damn pie.
Huh. Okay, so she has stuff we can talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, it is definitely one of the things where like you need to, it's like any relationship, right? Like they're asking me to spend a significant portion of my life, let's say 60 hours
right
with this. What's in it for me at some level? Well, and that is selfish to some extent, but also like you already got my money theoretically.
Yeah, right. And I think it is very important to like give them a little time. Like I am not one of those people where I will stop reading a book if it doesn't have me absolutely hooked on page 1. I think that's nonsense. But that being said, like if a book like I'm also one of those like, don't read a book you're not enjoying, people of like, and so I think that at a certain point, like, you do definitely want to have something where people understand, like, okay, what is actually, I honestly, like, nothing about that first companion really stood out to me. Compare that to Morty or Mort from Planescape.
Yeah, or even
like
she's Karlach coded. I know this game came out 6 years before Baldur's Gate, so that's not fair, but like tough, barbarian brute woman, and like all she does is punch things.
Karlach is fun. Like Karlach is like, immediately when you start talking to Karlach, you're like, oh, she's like, she's got a lot of really interesting stuff going on with her. She's not just like, I'm tough and I don't mind ripping off the dead. Like Karlach is like, she's got interesting wrinkles to her.
Yeah.
That you kind of realize like right off the bat, which is like, he's on the run from hell itself. Like you learn that learn that immediately about Karlach.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, I am stereotypical tough woman number 4.
Yeah. I know we've only spent 10 minutes with verses.
Yeah.
Or verse, I should say. And we're also playing, but I should have turned it off because like I am now looking at these constantly. The what you gain, and that is going to corrupt all my choices for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta, like at a certain point, my thought of is like Obsidian style, like Black Isle style games, like their day is sort of done for me.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? A lot of people still really, really like Black Isle style games.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to sit here and be like, ugh, like, why do they even make these? There is a lot of people out there who will play the shit out of this game. But for me, it's like, if you want me to play this kind of game, it needs to have something more to it than, like, we're just continuing to make Black Isle games, even though their heyday was, 25 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just stealing everything I come across.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, and my hope with Tyranny was going to be more of that conquest level stuff. But then I'm thinking of, what was the one? Kingmaker. The one, Pathfinder Kingmaker, where like you got in your throne room constantly. I think Dragon Age Inquisition did this at one point, where like you would hear people come to the throne room and you made decisions.
You would have to sit in judgment, which was fun.
Yeah. As a treat.
But it was also like, it was a treat, exactly. Like it was one of those things where like, but there are also like, there are games that like, if that's what you want, how about what was that pixel art game, the one where you were just literally a king sitting on your throne. Dude, I can't remember the name of the game, and I really liked it. Something My Lord, or
Yes, My Liege.
Yeah, Yes, My Liege. There we go. And so like, you could just play that,
Interesting.
So yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you have to like kind of figure out like, well, what is the main game, and then what are the sprinkles? Neverwinter Nights 2, be able to actually sit down and like play and like start working on my my fortress, that has the fortress builder. I loved that. But it wasn't the main game.
They're talking. I got it.
We look forward to seeing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're just gonna keep going.
Yup.
Diplomat.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drothus on your way through Edric. For the second
Oh my god,
time,
there's
Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation.
so.
You should be honored.
I have no doubt that this is well made, but like the question is to me, as we're saying here, I don't know my place really.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm just kind of like, I'm a little lost. Now, granted, we haven't been
Yeah.
100% attention, so like, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera.
No, if we're paying more attention, then this would probably make a lot more sense. But again, it's asking an awful lot.
It's a lot to do all that lore and go like, and now I'm the diplomat. Well, I had one. That's the
Yeah.
first diplomat choice we made. I'm like, well, that's cool and all, but are you? How like? It would have been a little better if we would have started off in a different mission to me, where it's just like it's just you and your buddy. You're gonna go for a little while, learn a little bit slower, or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
This is a lot in the front, but like maybe I'm just a baby, and like this is what the hard like if you are the hardcorest of hardcore RPG people, you're looking at it going like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be reading for hours to get anything good, and like that's what I want, and I want to look at every single crate and I talk to every single merchant.
Remember, I mean, here's the thing though. Think about like what is the best, like what is the hands down understood best CRPG ever made?
Planescape.
Right. Which was a novel.
Yes, the combat was terrible in that game.
Combat was
you were
terrible.
having a bad time anytime you were in combat.
Yeah, but I mean, goddamn, that game. Everybody loves that game, and that game was a book. So when that is your like mark of excellence, you know that you're aiming for.
Yeah.
Then how do you
balance that?
Yeah, how do you balance that? Because people be wanting their Planescape.
No, you're right. And again, I'm not saying in any way this game isn't meeting a quality bar for what it is. It's just for me, we're getting philosophical here. I don't want to play more of this because I feel that like to me the era of playing the Baldur's Gate style heavy lore stuff, like I have to read 2 paragraphs to make a choice. Like it is a lot, and I don't even know what any of this means yet. Like I should I should definitely turn off the rewards thing because like that is corrupting my choices. But like the Overlord servants must hold a henchman held by criers.
It's turning into Paragon Renegade.
Yeah.
Where
once you pick your stock.
You're not thinking about things in terms of how do I want to role play this. You're thinking about things in terms of, well, how do I min max?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that when we're talking about a game like this, that's clearly a Black Isle style game, that I should say it's Infinity Engine. That's what it was. If we're looking at this as like an Infinity Engine style game, then there are things you just have to accept. Now, again, look at one of the reasons Planescape was as popular as it was is because you started out in a little ship in a bottle. Yeah. And you didn't you were just trying to your only mission was just trying to get out of the frickin' crematorium. Yeah. And you had this weird little skull, and you got to talk to all of these people and everything, but
and they didn't have much dialogue. Most of them didn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was very it's if you want to make a Planescape game, again, you have to remember start small bites. Yeah. Don't just put the whale in front of somebody and say chow down. Start out with a little whale pate, just a little schmear of whale. Yeah. And that way it's like people can say, I know for a fact that there are people who played Planescape and loved Planescape, but who never actually dug into any of the lore. They didn't care about anything about kind of, what is the relationship between the Lady of Pain and the, and the gods of the Outer Planes? Like, they did not care. Yeah. They just had a good time with a really well-written game. They did not get into all of the factions. They weren't like, oh, well, what about this Society of a Sensation? I want to learn more about that. Like, no, they just played the game and really enjoyed it. But obviously, if they wanted to, the game would let them. It wasn't sitting there open wide, here comes your lore. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I also think about this again. We're on philosophy time here where it's is it better to plant your flag and say, you will know immediately in the first 20 minutes
if you want to play this game or not?
And they're not going to try to hedge it all and say there's something for everyone. They're going to say, no, look at what we're showing you. If you do not want to play a board game for the first 20 minutes and then go into big dialogue trees that go on and on and on, this is not your game. But
Right.
at some level, I go, well, why even include the combat? Because the combat, at least playing as a monk, maybe we picked the wrong stuff. Who knows? We just sat there and swung, and it's like this is not engaging.
Yeah.
Why not just have it all AI or like let it just resolve? Like you can't. It's one of those things where you're stretching it too thin over different areas, and the overworld exploration is kind of thin. So all I'm doing is hitting tab, finding the blue objects, and going to them. You know, and like, oh, that person has a name, therefore I will talk to them. And if you know, like
you're doing the Mass Effect thing.
Yeah.
You're letting the mechanics of the game make the decision for your role playing, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
At least that's a bad thing in my book. Again, I think there are plenty of people out there who have no problem with that.
Yeah.
My thing is like, right now, like, look at all these people. They want this world to feel very lived in. They want this world to feel very big and epic. All that does for me is make me feel like, oh God, like, do I have to talk to all of these people?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what I'm doing yet. So for me, it's like, I want Morty.
Yeah.
I want Morty to just come up and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you
check out these jokers, or
exactly, I'm gonna give you the chant on blah blah blah, and like, it's like that. You get some other, like Neverwinter Nights 2, you run into, you're basically like, you're in a little miniature, like you're in your little swamp home. You've got a handful of people in your little swamp home that you talk to. And then as you go out onto the road, you have small encounters with a handful of people. You meet Kelgar, you meet Nishka, like you meet these people, and then and then things start to open up.
Yeah.
Like once you've gotten to this point where you're like, okay, I kind of feel like I'm getting my foot under me with what is this world? Like, your character in the game is not overwhelmed at all by what's going on.
But I am.
But you as a player are.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of those things that's really, really hard when it's like you're playing this game and your whole thing is you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think
as a character.
I think that's actually really what it is. I don't feel welcome. I feel like I'm on the back foot because it's like my character would know all this stuff and internalize all this stuff. And it's like if I don't read and retain and gather all of it, then I'm lost. And like I feel like I am letting my character down or something like that.
Right.
Like I think you really hit it there. Is like I feel that like the fact that we met this person after 5 minutes is like, hey, do you want to talk for like 6 hours about my life? We just met.
Right. Yeah. And so this idea of, like, you have this, there's this disconnect between what the character expect, like what the character sort of needs as a person living in this world who has already risen up through the ranks and is like the right-hand man of this like dictator who's taking things over.
Yeah.
They know things that you as the player don't. Now, maybe on a playthrough, it's amazing. Like on a replay, rather, it's amazing because you're just like, oh my God, all of these things. Like, I know what this is, and but like for the first playthrough, it's probably pretty rough.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. All right. Let's just dive into this before we wrap up here. So, you get bonuses if you hit Favor and Wrath, Scarlet Skin, Spurting Blood. And these are what you're doing to make something happen. So there's this favor. So there are mechanical rewards for getting certain things. And then we're already loyally 3 of 5 with reverse. So we get Death from Above. Launches an arrow, allowing her to leech a series of well-aimed arrows. She wouldn't do that for us unless we were friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are controversial, but like again, if you're playing this game and min-maxing, you would go all the way up here and then never do a loyalty choice and just do fear.
Yep.
Because you want both things,
and so I think it's just like, and I recognize I am a failed writer. It's not like I have the secrets to all of this. I don't have everything just figured out.
Sure.
But at the same rate, like I do know that like you want to make sure that you have as easy an on-ramp as possible for people who have no idea what the fuck they just bought.
Well, there's a reason why like Lord of the Rings didn't have you read the Silmarillion or whatever as part
Yeah,
of it. Like
yeah.
that's all the stuff on the side for the real lore heads, but they didn't make
Yeah.
you do it to get like they start off with like a party and then an adventure and then a climb like it. You don't have to learn the lore to understand why it's important. You start
Right.
as hobbits who've never left Hobbiton who don't know anything. They're dummies.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
And they have a guide for a little while, and then they lose the guide. Like someone's
Yeah.
always explaining to them what's going on, why it's important, and that's really tough to do in a video game because like the players have agency. So like, if they aren't choosing to engage to do the learning and the lore, then they're going to feel lost. But if they do have
Yeah.
it enforced upon, and they're like, all I'm doing is walking around, someone's yelling at me the whole time for like, don't you
Yeah.
know that you don't put green with blue? I'm like, I don't know, like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Tyranny. I think I'll say pass on it, but that's me.
I would say go for it,
Sorry, I can't.
but understand that it is like it's going to ask a lot
Yeah.
from you
Yes.
in terms of, you know, do you feel like you can probably get a lot out of it, but it's going to ask a lot in return.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.